You guys hear any bacon being cooked in the background or any extra sound effects? That is actually bacon and maybe a baby as well. We're still quarantining here. It is June 15th and things are starting to open back up, and we're just going to kind of sit back for about 2 weeks and see how things go. So here we are with Ableton Live, and we have our push 2 over here, you guys can see, and also the Ableton. So I already created a beat over here, but I'm just going to go ahead and take that beat and zero it out and just start from scratch. Would you press 0? Well, it also takes us to our ending screen. So let's go back over here. And so here we are with a pretty fresh Ableton set. And I just want to reiterate the importance of being able to have your favorites listed right over here. When you have your favorites listed, you are going to be able to just jump into your creativity and not have to search through things so much. You can use the search menu here and find things, but you obviously have to know the name of it beforehand, which also takes the same research as making your favorites. What I often do is just come in and I drop a drum kit. I dropped my carbon kit right over here. That was in my favorites. And I can go down and drop keys. We'll go in here and get another keys. I already had a wavetable, but I brought this in so that you guys can kind of see the customizations you can do with this incredible program. It's taking a lot of features that Serum created, and it's all within Ableton now. So there you go. Those are the sounds that are currently in there. And there's 3 different synths going on. You can customize each one. And you can kind of see this going up and down right here. Changes really what we're dealing with. All right, so let's go ahead and just start with our basic beats. This is something that I've been doing quite often just to, actually, let's make sure that we were actually playing the wavetable. We were on our face plant in that moment. There you go. You guys will hear the wavetable and how much it's changing right there. And what's great about the wavetable is that you can actually make this go, and you're automating how it moves, right? So as it happens, you can automate it. So let's go in and start with our beat. And in the future, if you guys want to kind of tell me what kind of beats you want to hear, please comment and let me know which beat you want to hear. So let's go ahead and start with our carbon kit. If I was using the Ableton over here, if you guys were just changing between, you'd hold your finger down on whichever instrument you want to play, and it automatically goes to that recording, which is a pretty cool feature. You don't have to use your mouse at all. Also, the metronome on and off is right here on the push 2 instead of having to use your mouse and click in the upper left of Ableton. All right, we are at, let's see, 120 BPM. Can bring that up to about maybe 130. And that's on the push. There's a knob you can really just turn right above tap tempo. And we'll just go ahead and press the play button. Now, in my ear, you guys aren't hearing this, but my Q out is set to 3/4. So my XR18 is taking the Q out, and I have that only sending to my in-ears. This is a great way that you can do this for a live show. You could do it in a rehearsal or even for recording, to have a really clean and grid-tied drum sound. So here we are with the drum. There we go. All right, I'm going to quantize that. This is just with the push 2. And I have it to 16th notes, 100%. For now, I can always change the groove pool to put a little more feel in. I noticed at the very end, I had this pause, and I'm going to crop that out. All right. So there's a great visual as well, not only on Ableton with your MIDI track here, but you have it with your push too, showing how many measures and how long your loop is. You can easily double the loop, duplicate it down. For now, we're going to go into our and the scale. This is also really important for people that don't really know their scales, or if somebody tells you what key you're going to be in, you can instantly change it, play within that scale. And also I'm in thirds. Layout says thirds right here. I'm going to show you with this keyboard. Right up here, you guys can see it a little bit. This is the scale, and brought it up here. Put it in. And my grid now shows A minor. So, all right, we got some keys in there. I'm going to go ahead and add some bass, because that really defines the track quite a bit. And right over here, let's go ahead and make this a little bit longer so I can talk to you guys a little better. All right, so right up in our upper left-hand corner, I can just go down to our bass and drag in my bass track. You can also not use your mouse and use the push 2 very easily, but the visuals. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and try this out. So we are now in bass mode. You can see that it's in record mode right here. And let's go ahead and just play along to that. Now my scale is still set to A minor. And the coffee is done. Duplicate Command D on instruments here to just bring a few down that I really want to bring. So I can kind of start fresh, back into Wavetable. And I really want to show you guys the customizations of Wavetable a little bit more. So I'm expanding this out. If it doesn't look as big, it's literally just as easy as pulling this up in expansion mode. There's a lot of different forms you can kind of look at to kind of get a feel for the sound that you're creating. Bit. And then quantize. And sometimes these things don't quite go together, but because we're in the same key, there should be something that we can work with. And I also like doing these effects over here. I got a special one that I've customized, the Will Marshall. I've brought it to 0. I often put this on its own send master channel. Again, just back to the basics. Metronome out of my ear. You don't really need the a beat going on. Now, an easy way to just kind of see what another sound might sound like over the top of these is in the MIDI clips, which I've put in my favorites category, my gray category, renamed it MIDI clips. They have some BPM here that are similar to what I have, which is I'm at 130 BPM. So at the very top of this, you can test these out. This will be tested, I think, in my ear. You guys might not hear it. All right, so you can literally just drop this into a new channel. And this is a MIDI clip that already has some specific sounds already in it. So you can also put this over the Carbon kit as another option. So this sound right here I don't really like. You can literally just take that one out. All right. So that's an easy way to add in some new sounds. And it's really as simple as copying and pasting it over. Why don't we try out that sound in this instrument or this MIDI clip in this instrument and just see how that sounds. You never know what you're going to get. So nice. You guys can see what I'm doing better if I'm showing you the master channel. What I'm affecting right here, beat master. Fade to gray. A great way to even intro a song sometimes, if you already have a click in your ear. Let's actually try this out. So I'm going to stop all by shift stop clip with my push 2. And when I press play again, nothing's going to play except in the upper area. It's playing in arrangement view. So if you have any automations in arrangement view, it will engage at this point. But since that's empty, that's good. I'm going to turn my tap tempo metronome on. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on this channel right here, so you guys can actually hear some of the effects that are going on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do some looping, and I have a Voice Live 3, TC Helicon Voice Live 3, and it is engaging through USB to pick up in Ableton Live. If you guys want to figure out how to do that, you guys can actually go Command Preferences, and in the Preferences area, you can actually scroll around to right here, which is Link MIDI Device, and you can see the Voice Live 3 is engaged and synced. The reason why I'm doing this is that I want to be able to loop and keep it with the tap tempo at 130 BPM and stay engaged. So I'm going to go ahead and take this camera so you guys can kind of see what's happening with the Voice Live. So you can kind of see that the tap tempo is already engaging. All right. All right, so that's working right there. You guys are hearing that. Now this is a way that you can start with acoustic instruments. This has been something I've been wanting to do at live shows for quite a while, is not have to start with the electronic, but have come in strong when it does. So now I'm going into session view. Now this is fade to gray is a corner of the screen. So we're not actually hearing the beat. You can see it moving on the channels. So you're reading that, and you're going to slowly turn fade to gray. And just like that, it's exactly to the beat. And I beatboxed to the 16th note. It matched. Now, this might not happen for you. This might not happen for you right away if your beatbox or if your instrument has a swing or a groove to it, or if you're not exactly quantized, that when you bring your beat in, it's not going to match unless you have that precision. So this is where you want to really practice to a metronome and engage with the metronome as if it was as another person that you're playing with, and really lock in with it, because it really gives you the versatility, right, to really be able to bring in and out the acoustic instrument versus the electronic elements, right? Clicks in my ear, and it's matching both my loops there. I'm gonna going and fading in. All right, and now we want our hip hop in. Now that bass line actually doesn't really match what I want to do, so I'm going to go ahead and make a new one. Now a way that you can really get that bass to pop out is we're going to put a compression sidechain. Let's go ahead and turn off all of our loops on the Voice Live as well. Compression sidechain. We're going to put that on the bass, and we're going to sidechain it right down here. Let's see, are you looking at the same screen as me? Yes, you are. All right, good. I just want to make sure that it's catching up. Now, from our instrument, the Carbon Kit, but not only that, we're going to actually have it come from our kick post mix right there. So now bring our threshold down right here. So right here, our ratio is super high. I would probably say around there is good. Probably around 4 to 5. And what is it doing? It's ducking the bass every time the kick hits. And this is a way that you can really have your kick punch through. You can also do some EQ tricks on your instruments to help with this. So you can put a little here to pop the bass out in the certain frequencies that you want. And you can do something similar with your kick. Now, if you want it just on your kick and not on your entire drums, you want to bring it right onto, drop it right onto your kick channel. Okay, it's only for the kick versus all your instruments. I'm actually noticing that this undercurrent kick might be the busier one. No. Yeah, I guess they're about the same. And it's as easy as going to the second part of your song. Obviously, if you're doing a live show, what I would probably do is set up your second bass and just loop your first one. So this is your second part of the song. Two different parts, and we want to try and some more instruments going on. I'm not really thinking that's the right sound for this, so let's go back to our, let's go for the suitcase. You can literally just drop it right over the top. And when you drop it over the top, you're going to realize that it takes over that channel. So, simple way to start getting a track in Ableton Live 10 Suite with the push 2 If you want to learn more about this, please check out Soul Graffiti Studios and SF Garnish Music Production. So we have lessons going on in Ableton, Logic, Pro Tools, mixing and mastering, sound design, and synthesis. And it's year-round, online and in person in our North Oakland boutique school. If you're interested in hearing more about it, please check us out at sf.garnishmusicproduction.com or soulgraffiti.info. And we look forward to seeing you again in the near future. Cheers.